I just realized recently that the pandemic has been like 5 years ago, and that really affected the global markets. Are we still feeling effects from the pandemic, or we're really in a different era right now?
Yeah, I think mainly the difference with where we were back then in the pandemic and now it's that back then in the pandemic it's more of a temporary situation, right? We're seeing demand dropping or even businesses just like closing. But right now at this moment it's more of trade policies and how it dictate like the future growth going forward. So this would actually have a huge impact, right? Not just on US economy but globally, as well as especially for export dependent countries. So given that this whole world, the whole system, it's built a lot around trade right now, I think that given that shifts in policies, right, it will have a much bigger impact as compared to back then in the pandemics.
Thank you for sharing that. And let's now dive into what's happening in the markets right now. No? Particularly the biggest news in recent weeks, which is the tariffs that US President Trump has implemented. And for you, Inki, can you share how the market reacted to that announcement and give us insights on what's happening right now?
Okay, so the Trump's administration basically paused the tariff bombshell for most of U.S. allies these days. Countries like Eurozone, Mexico, Japan, and of course with South Korea, they have all been given a 90 days breather, as you might already know. But especially for China, is still in the hot seats. But yesterday, when you see the news, President Trump tried to calm the market by saying that negotiations with China are going very smoothly and are going just right. But let's be honest, despite the optimistic tone, concerns around the US China trade conflicts are still very much alive, and investors are not buying into the optimism just yet. And there's still a lot of uncertainty, and markets actually hate uncertainty. So even with Trump's reassurance, the underlying tension has not really gone away. But markets immediately reacted, as you can see from the yesterday's volatility. Like stock market bounced a lot, especially in sectors like automobiles and manufacturing that are sensitive to the trade headlines. But the optimism pretty selective, because with China still facing the tariff threats with the United States, there is a sense that the trade war is not really on hold and it's just been refocused again.